starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and man, we're going to have a fun time today talking about crypto. Of course, we got some big numbers, guys, big numbers, and of course, 16k Ethereum potentially by the end of the year. We talk about 15, maybe even 16k by the end of the year. 30k possibly on the top of the cycle, maybe even 60k if we get to replacement value. We are in for a fun time. This bull market cycle is going to be pretty exciting. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about other stuff, of course, get into where everything is at right now with the stock market. Nice, good green day on the stock market today. We're expecting August to be a really good month for the stock market, and September a particularly great month for crypto. And of course, if we get those interest rate cuts, it's going to be pretty amazing mid-month. So very, very exciting. We're going to be getting to PulseChain, of course. PulseChain, we got a lot of things happening with a lot of protocols launching, very big protocols launching this month in August and September. We're expecting some big ones as well. So I think we're in for some excitement on PulseChain as we get some major protocols launching, and they could have quite a big impact, especially accumulatively, on where PulseChain's going. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So we're going to get to that. We're also going to talk about Taurus at the end. And check out on how that's going, because that's one of the projects that's coming to PulseChain this month. So we're going to talk about Unity as well. So it's going to be a bit of everything now. So big shout out. Let's have a look at some of the people in the house. Before we do that, I guess we have to share the show around, right? So let me just refresh there and get the show up and running. And we're going to post that out. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We've got some major things happening. And really, really exciting. Now, at the Crypto Night Show, we are also ramping things up. So a big shout out to our team. We've got MBS Crypto in the house. We've got all our moderators in the chat. I mean, we are really, really doing well. So let's get in there and share the show. We've got some big, big things happening. Can't talk about too much now, but it's happening definitely for sure. Share show on X. And bam, bam. And let's go. Bam. Send it out. So, right, we'll get down to that. So that is the link. If you want to share that on X, just take a moment to hit the repost button. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to share around. If you're new to the channel, smash the follow button. Man, on X, as you guys know, I've had to rebuild my account. The last one was taken down unfairly. Yeah, it's just the way it goes sometimes. And so we're rebuilding, but we're 25 followers away from 1,000. So if you haven't smashed the follow button over there, definitely do that. And 25 to go. That first 1,000 is kind of the hard mark, right? That first 1,000. And then, onwards and upwards from there, I guess. We got Wookie in house. So Wookie's always ahead of the game. Super has made it to the show. Yeah, I had some issues with the camera and the mic, unfortunately. But I managed to overcome that. It's just random issues that you get with technology sometimes. Brennan says rate cuts percentage at 94%. September, LFG, pump incoming. Hey, Brennan, we're going to have to get you on the show. Brennan. Do a TA. I'd really love that. Let's think we can queue that up for this week, and we'll do a TA, particularly around Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the PulseChain cores. That'd be great. Let's see if we can do that. Puka-D in the house there. Hell yeah, we're in for a big win. That's the way. Puka-D. And of course we've got Q Baller, morning all, and of course Wookie on the spot there. Yeah, Wookie is here. Like, share, and subscribe. Like that. Definitely do that. So nice. That is the link there on X. All right, so let's have a fun time today. Now, I'm going to start off with something different. I wasn't even going to plan on starting with this, guys. I don't even plan it, but we're going to start there. How about that? Let's go. And of course, I posted this out on X yesterday. And PUSD ALGO, as you guys know, every so often I talk about PUSD ALGO. Obviously, we're waiting patiently for this. We got some little teasers out there. This is crazy. It is really amazing now. What is Wookie's got? Can you stream from the fridge? Are you talking to Brennan? Maybe Brennan can stream from the fridge. We got, so this is the top of the line. We got first killer app for crypto stablecoins. That's the quote. And it's a paraphrase quote, but I don't know if that's legal. But we got first killer app for crypto stablecoins, and that's Fund Street manager Tom Lee, or chair. I think he may be chair of it, Tom Lee. And of course, he's pretty much the hottest guy in crypto that's in the stock market, right? He's been in the stock market He was the sort of the standout analyst that was always talking about Bitcoin, and he saw all the magic moves well early. Like we're talking about 2011, 2012, when he first started waking up to the power of crypto. And then in, like 2017, 2016, all through there, he was like the guy that was standing the outlier on the stock market, talking about how amazing crypto was. And he's been, right on most things, and pretty much the standout amongst all the analysts that are in, sort of mainstream TV and things like that. He's a super smart guy. He's a quant analyst, really, and moves into a lot of macro pictures, right? So the fund strat focus on a lot of macro pictures in there. So it's the big picture, really. All right, so he put that out. First killer app on crypto stablecoins. Now, obviously, we're in crypto, right? So we know all this stuff for years, right? We know all this stuff for years. But now these guys are coming in, setting up, exotic treasuries and all sorts of things like that, right? So they're coming into the mix. So this is where it goes. He's leading the charge. He is now pretty much, with Bitmine, which is what he set up as an investment acquisition vehicle, is basically doing what Michael Saylor has done with a few little tweaks there at the moment. And so we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about something that I think is pretty interesting in that space. So I haven't talked about before. So we'll do that. Now, PulseChain's world-class algorithmic stablecoin and DeFi platform PUSD ALGO is coming. Now, this might end up being some sort of modified hybrid. So this is news. I haven't talked about this either. So we're breaking out some new ideas here. PulseChain's world-class algorithmic stablecoin and DeFi platform PUSD ALGO is coming and will ride on top of this mega bull run. So I really think it's going to happen. But as we're finding out, we had a little birdie. You can decide who the little birdie is. We had a little birdie tell us a little bit of little secret sauce without telling us anything. We had tell us a little bit of stuff without telling us anything. But a little birdie basically said that PUSD ALGO is getting restructured along the line of the Genius Act with the stablecoin boom. So I don't know, guys. This could be really magical, and apparently there's going to be some technology that will be enabling it. So that is pretty awesome. So a little birdie told me, and that's pretty way it goes. You like little birds when they tell you little things, but it's only a teaser. Right? It's sort of like a general statement that something is changing, and along the line of Genius Act. So what could that be? I guess you could speculate. Some of my speculations were that it obviously could be some hybrid between conventional sort of like Circle and Tether. And so it could have that sort of some interactions with that in some way, maybe as a stable coin or so. Obviously, under the Genius Act, you really got to hold US dollars. So obviously Circle holds things like repos and US treasuries, the cash, so sort of the three main assets that they have backing their stablecoin. Well, we're going to have a bit of that coming in. That's a really big deal. A really cool thing to see. Obviously, the closest thing we have to that right now is Coast with a 1-to-1 stable backing the on the US dollars. We could hold stab. We also could move slightly away from the decentralized. It's obviously going to be decentralized, but maybe we move to some of the hybrid. And that could be pretty interesting with maybe a 50-50 more collateralization structure. We'll see. Obviously, I think you only have to be registered if you're like $50 billion. So I don't think we have to worry about that. We also have a wild idea. Do you want to hear the wild idea? Should we do it? Let me know in the chat. Type wild if you want me to talk about the wild idea around this PUSD ALGO. Let me know. Type wild if you want. If you don't type wild, I'm going to move on. But I want to say it. So type wild in the chat there. We've got Blair in the house there. Woo! Good to see you, Blair. Big shout out. And I thought when you said streaming from a fridge, because it is still quite cold in New Zealand. We're in the final month, the official final month of winter. Winter kind of goes on for another month or so afterwards. But that's kind of where we are. So we got Blair in the house. Woo! He's excited. Brendan says, I'll be a corporate box at tomorrow's Game Super. We'll DM you in Discord. Oh, hashtag jealous. You're going to be having all the fancy wines and beers and all the crackers being served like you're an Egyptian pharaoh. Is that what's going to happen, Brendan? You're going to have little palm trees over you and all that. You're watching the game and your feet up, probably getting foot massage. We know how you roll. Get out. Says, okay, get out, Brendan. Get out. He's living the dream. Brendan's living the dream there. He's probably going to wrap off. After he goes to the corporate box and watches the game, living the dream, he's going to probably go down to the damn surf club and live the dream down there as well. This guy's just he knows how to live the dream. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Free food and drinks. Get out. Get out. All right, that's enough of that. All right, so yeah, Brendan says secret source. Absolutely secret source. That's how it rolls. So, but it's like basic general direction. It doesn't have all the details, the juicy details in there. Blair's in the house. Hi all, good to see you, Blair. Let's go. I like that. Feeling good about that. And Wookie says, are you eating for 2? I think he's eating for 3, man. Yeah, I think that is right. And we got Sean O'Malley in the house that morning. All good to see you, Sean. Big shout out and welcome to the chat there. Now, if you guys are in Strategy Club, this is a pause here. We're kind of moving around a little bit, but pause here. If you're in Strategy Club, I did do the monthly report yesterday. So if you haven't checked out the monthly report, it is out in Strategy Club. And that's pretty detailed and I think pretty insightful. So if you're a busy, what a place to be. You just get to catch up on all the mega themes and everything that's going on in crypto, all the way from the economy and Trump strategies, all the way down through to some of the key blockchains that we're watching and key tokens. So definitely check that out. Also got the Kryptonite Show Top 10 Index, which you find in the Strategy Club. So kind of cool. Join up today. $35 a month. Fantastic value. And you can find the link in the video description for that. So join up the Strategy Club. That's all I can say. See you there. Or be square, as we might say. All right, so let's continue on. So yeah, PulseChain's world-class algorithmic stablecoin is coming, and we'll ride on top of the mega bull run theme. Devs are building, and something special is happening behind the scenes. Now, when I was saying something special was happening, something special is happening. And of course, I didn't say what it was. Now, I kind of know what it is. But then we got some more sprinkles on top of that, some more special. So we got like special squared or something like that. And so little birdie told us that there's some restructuring going on based on the Genius Act. And of course, you guys know that's the mega theme, right? Stablecoins, trillions of dollars of stablecoins, and of course, some next level tech as well to make it all happen. You might have your goal of what you're doing or your setup, but you also got to have a means of achieving it, right? So that was pretty huge. So devs are building something special, and it's happening behind the scenes to supercharge it all. Obviously, you guys know we've had a bit of delay with Tetra, and of course, Tetra is a delay on Signum Oracle, and the Oracle is what is needed, right? We need price calls for PUSD ALGO. Well, apparently, there's going to be there's some special things happening in the background. And there's also now, in addition to that, something special. There's something special squared, which is moving along. It's incorporating the mega theme of the Genius Act. So let's see what that means. Pretty exciting. Now, we know that on-chain bet, which is one of Jacob's protocols, is coming up in September. And we know that Mafia timeline's been changed to get that to market quicker, which is a very smart move. And, of course, that means that Jacob's reading the market. And he realizes it's time to get going. And so what does this also mean for PUSD ALGO, and how do they all work together perhaps as well? So we're talking about a major ecosystem on PulseChain here being built and about to probably be launched, I guess, within the next, 2 to 4 months, something like that is my guess there. So recent reporting projects that stablecoins could grow into a 3.7 trillion market cap at the end of the decade. And that's from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, 1st of August there. That's a 15x growth in stablecoins. Now, obviously, stablecoins are typically pegged to $1, so you really just got an increase in value for that. But it's the circulating and multiplier effects from those stablecoins that it has on the rest of the market that people go. So they go buy something, and then maybe they sell something, someone else goes buy something, and that person buys something, and all sorts of stuff going on there. And of course, other people jump on top of that as well. So it's pretty much it. So 15x growth, so time to get on board and ready for take off. Participate in the frontier of crypto designed by arguably the world's best peer-to-peer developer, Jacob, and his team, of course. And of course, you can join up today and get a 19% referral bonus. I kid you not. It is a contribution sacrifice, but it is different from the others because over 75% based on the original tokenomics is going into the liquidity pools and the stability miners. And the stability miner is the little bots that go and keep the peg. And of course, we're going to expect some modifications around that with this Genius Act potentially. But this is the secret source. And so you can actually get access to that today. So that is the key. Over 75% of the funds will be going into the LP pools and things like that the first day. Now, we know that ETH price is rising right now. So we know most of the most of the contributions so far are in Ethereum. And so as Ethereum goes up, it's going to be bullish. Now, you guys know that Ethereum's about 3,700, let's say, at the moment, and we're expecting it to be maybe 15 or 16K by the end of the year. So that means that collateral is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it means that you can launch PUSD ALGO, and then you can double it up in the LP pools, right? With the V2, a V3 full range, something like that. And it's game on, right? It's game on. You've got all the assets that you needed. We always know that it was originally talking about $1 million. So if we get up to that, we certainly can get into $1 million range by setting that up with our people. So that's on the game right now, which is pretty exciting. So we got also at the moment, you can get a 90% referral bonus if you do want to participate. Obviously, do due diligence, and the links in the description. You will have to be a bit more patient for a few months at least. So just take note of that. And then, of course, if you do $840, which is plus get the 19% bonus, that gets you to $1,000. So $840 plus 19% bonus gets you about $1,000. You will need to be exactly on that $1,000 mark to get activating for the bonus number 2, which is a 2x bonus potentially. It's a random number between 0.01 and 2. So I don't know what you'll get, but it'll be something in there. You might be really lucky on the top end with 2. You might be modestly lucky where you get like 1.15 or something. So just take note of that. I have no control over that. But that is the play. For every dollar that you get contribution, that includes all the bonuses, you get 20 ALGO coins, which is the main coin there, like Terra Luna. And then you got 200 Flex. This is the reward token. And the Flex token is very important. You get a reward for everything you do on the protocol. This is based on the known tokenomics that we know at the moment. There may be some changes, of course, but this is what's in the contribution right now. You get Flex tokens. Those Flex tokens, they give you a share of all the fees that are earned from the LP for supporting the stablecoin. So the stablecoin is going to be kept there, and it's going to be making money all the time, and it's very lucrative. Why is stablecoin money so lucrative? Because you have all the volume go through it, right? So much volume's going through it, and you earn all those fees. And so that's going to be really important. So Flex is actually going to be pretty important there. Now, at the moment, there's a 10-to-1 ratio between Algo and Flex. It'll be interesting to see if that holds, how that goes once we get to live. And, of course, you also get a little bit of wrap PUSD, which is the stable coin itself, but the wrap version. So that is what you get at the moment. You're going to have to wait patiently, though, for it to launch, but that is the backstory. Now, I have a full video series of the original tokenomics, and we may have some tweaks there, a bit of restructuring, apparently, based on the Genius Act. So they're trying to upscale this. There's something that's going to be even bigger than it was before, and this is very exciting. It's going to be part of the mega theme, obviously. So very cool there. So you can check that out. That is the link. I'm going to post that in the chat there if you want to check out that post. And PUSD ALGO, I think it's going to be potentially, it's definitely his flagship protocol, and it's going to be running the stable coin mega theme. So pretty exciting. Looks like they're going to be trying to get some of that Genius Act shine as well. I forgot to post the actual link. I put the name, but I forgot the link. So that is the KU there. Very, very exciting. So bam, there it is. Bam, bam, bam. And so check that out. And if you want to get that 90% referral bonus, the link is in the video description. I cannot say it enough. And of course, you can contribute $100. You can contribute $840, get that 90% bonus, get to $1,000, or you can go even more than that. So that's your opportunity right now. You can check that out. And of course, the link is in the video description and also here in the post. And of course, as you guys know, Cult DeFi and myself have been pretty bullish on this consistently. There used to be back in the day, I think about half a dozen influencers that used to cover this. But Cult DeFi and I are pretty much the last people standing. And as you guys know, Cult DeFi is the front man, PR man for Jacob out there doing some great stuff. So pretty exciting. Check it out. PUSD ALGO. This is mega theme, stablecoins, Genius Act. And of course, now it looks like Jacob is going to incorporate that aspect into this protocol. And of course, this could also be a major foundation. That's the way I see it, major foundation for his other protocols, Mafia, and of course, on-chain bet potentially could be all linked in there, and multi-chain. So this could be a really big deal on PulseChain moving forward. So let's keep a lookout for there. Obviously, it looks like anything crypto is full of risks. So just remember, it is speculative as anything else. But we're playing probability game, right? Playing probability game there. So looking forward to that. That's going to be pretty exciting. That's going to lead us into the stock market. There was a little bit of a detour, there. We've got some more comments though. Let's get into some of these comments before we get into the stock market update and see who else has jumped in here. We've got some more comments here. We got Blair says wild. Brendan's in the house there. I'll be thinking of Wookie when I'm there. You're going to be living the dream there, Brendan. I'm sure of it. What else there? We got Crypto Jackson house there. Smash the likes and subscribe. Definitely do that. And Wookie says, yeah, there's Strategy Club link. If you want to join up using his link there, definitely join up there. And of course, it's amazing. Get in there on the Strategy Club. That is from Wookie. A nice one. Brennan says, Better Bank launched today. Yeah, well, we're hoping to have some more stuff on Better Bank. And of course, that's going to be bullish for PDI. So those that are wanting PDI to go $1, this is a major catalyst for that. Major substantiator. It's a modified fork of Aave. So yeah, this is going to be pretty exciting. And Nicky is out there. He's really focused on it, full on right there. We may very well have some live streams coming up with Nicky and Better Bank, so we'll be looking at that and the implications for PDI. And don't forget, it's also going to be taking Pulse and PulseX, so it's also bullish as use cases for those supply sinks and more demand. So that's a win-win there. So Pulse and PulseX are going to get a lot of love this month. We've got major protocols launching. They're going to show Pulse and PulseX a lot of love. And so it's just going to help with the bull run for PulseChain. It's going to be pretty epic. So we might check that out today. We'll go check Better Bank and see if they've been posting anything on X. Haven't had a chance to do that today. Pretty exciting. We got Hog in the house. Yeah, boy. Good morning, PulseChain family. We got Hog in the house there. Man, you know, Hog anime is so cool, isn't it? And really, it's synonymous with PulseChain. So if you think PulseChain, I think, you know, you're going to say, hey, what do you mean about PulseChain? Yeah, we pump. And also anime was part of the story, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So looking forward to all the chapters, over 100 chapters of Heart with Dog. And of course, chapter 11 just came out with Hog training after he got the beat down by Conor McGregor on chapter 10. And I guess chapter 12, I don't know if it's consecutive, maybe chapter 12. Sometimes they jump chapters, so you just never know. But maybe chapter 12, he has the rematch with Conor. Will he win? And of course, maybe Conor will end up being, Prime Minister of Ireland. The man to save Ireland from the absolute insanity. Progressives in the West, man, they just destroy everything, man, and then turn everything to crap. But maybe Conor McGregor can save. Maybe if he gets beaten by Hog, he can go then and save Ireland from the absolute collapse. That's pretty much it. We got Crypto MVS in the house there, the editor-in-chief and our promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show. Big shout out, Crypto MVS. Absolutely crushing out there with promotions and the monster thread. So great to have Crypto MVS in the house. Yeah, boy. All right, so let's get into the stock market and go for gold. So yeah, stock market looking green, guys. S&P 500 rides Apple. Now remember, Monday was green. It was bullish. Tuesday was, not so much. It was a bit of a down. And then, of course, today, Wednesday, we're back up. We're back up again. So S&P 500 rides the Apple-led tech rally to close higher. Now, we've been in earnings season for the last couple of weeks. Earnings season has been very, very good. And we've got more reports coming out today for companies as well. So it's a lot of fun there. Now, we got Hog says, I like your thinking. Me too. I like it. And looking forward to it. We're going to get into Hog right now. So what did we say? No, we're not getting Hog. We're getting stock market. So you got me distracted already, Hog. So that's how distracting Heart with Dog is, the anime series on PulseChain called Pulse of the Fallen, with all your favorite influencers and community members and things like that. Pretty cool. What else have we got? Dow Jones is up 1/5%, 81 points to 44,193. We got the S&P 500 up 0.73%, 46 points to 6,345. And the NASDAQ there up 1.2%, 252 points to 21,169. So a really good day on the stock market there. US dollar is sitting at 98. Remember, it was 108 when Trump came in on the 20th of January. So that's looking, depreciated, but that's good. For exports, we got the crude oil there, $64, up 1/3%, and we got Brent oil at $67, up 0.5%. And of course, that's also down from when Trump came in. So that's another great success from Trump. What is it, about $9 or so? And we got gold there sitting up at 0.25%, up $8 to 3,441. Silver up 1/3 as well, 12 cents to $38. And of course, we're expecting commodities to run as well. So we're expecting stock market to run. So let me come back here. We're expecting the golden age of America with Trump, the three-stool strategy, right, which is taxes, tariffs, and regulations, or deregulations in some case. Those are the three things. And so we got that. And within that, we got a whole ton of key things, right, including the digital strategy for crypto. And of course, Bitcoin King there. So yeah, we got that happening at the moment. That is the play. We're so expecting the stock market to run. The crypto market to super run, a super cycle for crypto, and then, of course, commodities to run also. And we potentially could see some huge prices for silver. In the past, we've talked about $75 to $125 for silver. So if you've got a pack of silver, you're going to be pretty happy about that, I think. So very exciting. And we'll probably see the ratio flip there, or continue to go up versus gold. Now, obviously, Apple leads tech higher, so solid earnings from Apple. So one of the Magnificent Seven, and of course, jumped to more than 5%. This tech giant is set to announce plans to invest an additional $100 billion, I should say, in U.S. manufacturing, taking its total committed to $600 billion. And of course, this is all supported by Donald Trump and his three-legged stool strategy. A very big deal there. And of course, trillions of dollars. I think, what was it, a month ago, we had about 15 trillion. So Trump's easily at record levels of investment in the United States. And man, we're looking at, just trying to remember now, 2.7% economic growth right now in the United States thing. Well, I think that's we're going to be looking at 5 to 6%, I think, probably within 2 years. So that's going to be groundbreaking. I think we've seen those numbers since about, if I remember right, in 1940s or something like that in the United States. We're talking about the greatest economy in the world is about to flourish. And do you remember all the lies that liberals and progressive economists said over the years? And about, US is in decline, it's inevitable decline, China's on the rise, it's going to take over. Remember all that nonsense? I used to laugh myself silly on that. I said, yeah, you can make that happen if you plan it to happen. And that's exactly what they were doing, right? That's exactly what they're doing. And or you can just turn it around. The United States is the big consumer of the world, and China has stopped the economy being the big consumer because that doesn't help them with the control, right? If you have the consumer too much power, you don't really have enough control over them. And so, yeah, it was just an easy peasy there. And Trump's really doing a lot of common sense stuff with both demand and supply side. So it is going to be absolutely incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. Everyone is going to benefit. And even many of the naysayers that fell for all the propaganda are going to go, oh my gosh, the world is a better place. It's safer and more prosperous, and people are more inspired. It's going to be really cool. And of course, crypto is going to pump. It's kind of the end day for us guys because we're in crypto. But that's going to play there. So that is pretty much it right now on some of those. Let's quickly go to the big thing, of course, the elephant in the room, which is the interest rates. And we have got some very, very big things happening here. And I think Brennan came in early and talked about this as well. So let's see if we can find Brennan's stuff here. Just when I want to find it, can't find it. Oh, well, Brennan, I can't find it. All right, so that is pretty much it. We've got 5 weeks and 6 days and 7 hours to go until the next Fed rate meeting on the 17th September. The current market expectation is 92.4% expect a rate cut, and that is 25 basis points. But we could have a 50 basis point rate cut. Now, what should they be rate cutting? Well, they should be probably cutting by at least a 1 percentage point, which is 100 basis points. So they should be cutting by at least that, not 0.25%, which is 25 basis points, which is what they're looking to here, because inflation's pretty demure, and we got the manufacturing index is tapering around 50, below 50. And so really, but it's held up, which is indicating maybe the worst is done. We really didn't have that hard landing and recession, so to speak. We had a quarter of recession, but we had good economic growth second quarter. So maybe it's time is for the Fed with relatively low inflation and modest employment, mixed employment results really, but modest economy impact. It's time to cut interest rates. Now, normal rule of thumb is a 1-to-1, right? So if you've got 2.5% inflation, then you really should have interest rates not at 4.5%. You should have them down close to 2.5, right? So we should expect some decent rate cuts if they were doing their job properly. But of course, we saw them move late on the interest rates and do the most aggressive interest rate rise. And then, of course, we saw just before the election, when inflation was way higher, they decided to do all these interest rate cuts to help the Democrats, because Jerome Powell is a hardy Democrat. If you don't believe it, go watch some of his speeches at some of the universities. He's a full-on Dem nut. And it's a crazy. So a lot of games are being played. And of course, this is one of the two main tools that they have left, right? They've been losing. They tried the courts, and they made major plays. They got beaten back down by the Supreme Court on most of the counts. And of course, they still kind of use the courts. The second one, of course, was a deep state. They've still got that. They'll always have deep state, But of course, one part of Trump's strategy is to shrink the state and increase the private sector. That's a big strategy. And then, of course, also fire a lot of people and start trying to clean out as much of the deep state as you can, because it's pretty big, right? Pretty big. And of course, that's where the Democrats have a lot of sway. And of course, finally, we've got the interest rates, right? They have control of the interest rates, and that's so important. Now, obviously, Trump can get oil prices down, and he's done that, and that's going to continue. And of course, that is the major input into the physical market, right? Something like 90% of products have got some form of oil and things like that, petroleum in them. And then, of course, then we have the financial markets, right? So we have the physical side, we have the financial side. The financial side, he doesn't have control. He has a lot of pressure he can put on Jerome Powell, but to get those interest rate cuts down. Now, as you guys know, Democrats don't really care about the American people, whatever it takes to get power and control, and of course hurt Trump's performance. Obviously, Trump is doing extremely well. They want to taper down. And of course, they do that, just keep interest rates up and hurt the economy that way. There's pretty narcissistic people. They're full of them. The whole place full of a place is a narcissistic snake den of Democrats. And so we got this over here happening with the financial stuff. Now, obviously, the economy's we're expecting it to really lift up over the next 2 quarters. Scott Besson is expecting very aggressive growth, and of course, that's accelerate into 2026 and 2027. We're looking forward to that. And of course, they're trying to rejig some of the election stuff, hopefully to dampen down those midterm threats, right? Next year, midterm. And so to dampen down that risk as well. So that's kind of some of the lay of the land, and we're looking forward to this in September the 17th. And why is that so bullish? Could be the final seal of approval. If we have stock market run in August, we often see the crypto run sort of a month late, and then we see crypto really take off in September. Then interest rates are that kind of the final seal of approval, and then we get that banana part of the curve that we're looking forward to, right? That banana part of the curve. And that's some of the play leading us into Christmas time and into the new year. Could be pretty spectacular. So fun times ahead there. Now, that's kind of a commentary on the stock market. That leads us into crypto. And so we're going to break that down as well. Let's see if we've got any more comments in the chat. Who else has jumped in here? We've got a great bunch of people watching right now. So don't forget to smash the follow button on X and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We're streaming to 3 YouTube channels. So big welcome to everybody there. What else there? We got pretty much that. Hog to flip the stock market. That says Heart with Dog. I like that. That's great aspirations. We'll try to help make that happen too. We'll try to help make that happen. All right, so let's get into the mix here on the crypto market. So at the moment, we've got 3.83 trillion is the market cap, at 1.1% at 17,945 coins. Looking pretty good. We're at 1%. And Bitcoin there at 115,000 right now, just consolidating very nicely for that next push to 130. That's kind of what we're expecting there, and that's up 0.9%. Now, Bitcoin is looking very good there. It is tracking around about the mean value of the 4-year cycle. Okay, so the Bitcoin there is tracking around the mean of the Bitcoin stack. So mean is an average, not being mean, like Mean Girls, which is funny movie. But the mean of Bitcoin average there for the 4-year cycle. We are expecting this 4-year cycle to be under challenge this time because of the institutions come in. They have a much longer view, generally speaking, and when they buy stuff up, they tend to hodl it, particularly on Ethereum chain, where they're going to stake it and earn income, right? And then they'll get a multiple value there, and then we'll get a big MNAV there for a lot of these Ethereum vehicles. That's kind of what we're looking forward to there. So Ethereum there up 2.3%, $3,681, and that's still looking good. Shuckering like a tenth. And of course, we know that Charlie Lee is in the mix of that, right? In the old Ethereum. And of course, let's bring that up actually on the strategic ETH reserve, and we can see how that is ramping up things. This is as good as it gets to close to certainty with the market bull run ahead, right? There's a strategic ETH reserve, and we can see at the moment that it's 3.04 million Ethereum is in the strategic ETH reserve now. $11.2 million. Woohoo! 2.51% of all Ethereum supply. You guys know the Ethereum supply is about 120.7 million tokens, with about 35% or so of that staked, about 9 million in Lido, for example. And we know that we're running now with pretty modest inflation, sometimes deflation, with the EIEP upgrade 1559. And of course, that is we have inflation with the block rewards, less of some fee burning. That's kind of the play there with our proof of stake model now on Ethereum. Now, obviously, we've had some big moves here on the 5th. We had SharpLink, which moved early on this, right? Remember, SharpLink moved early, the gaming there, and that's up. It increased by 83,600 Ethereum there on the 5th. The other big moves we talked about the other day, we saw Ethereum Foundation sell 1,000 ETH. They've been selling that about one every week, so they're going to slowly decline with that. We got the Ether machine there at 10,600, and then we got GameSquare jump 2,700 there recently. So we've got a lot of move happening. So what do we got? We got a Bitmine emission now at 833,000 Ethereum, Sharplink at 521,000. We've got two over 500,000. We got the Ether machine at 345,000. Now I understand there's another big Ethereum acquisition vehicle coming in that is racing to get into the mix, and we're expecting many more others as well. So these ones with the T's are Ethereum treasury acquisition vehicles. Sometimes they have some slightly different setups with their staking and things like that, but they are all looking to getting a multiple on their investment, right? So when they acquire the Ethereum, their value is not just based on the Ethereum they acquire, right? If they're going to be staking it, they then take that income and then they basically just do what they do in the stock market. They give it a multiple, maybe like 20x on, say, $3 million, for example. That's sort of the ideal. They'll do a multiple on their income in addition to the asset they hold, and then they'll have a market price that will be based on that, right? So we get to the MNAV over here that will get re-rated. You can see the Bitmine at the moment is 1.53, 1.49 on Sharplink there. So that's the way that they create magic money, guys. They create magic money because they just forward price their future income. And also they can sometimes get more intrinsic value by having the circulation of the money going around, things like that in the MNAV. So there's about three major components of MNAV that can really ramp up their price. And so they can hyper move, right? You're wondering why they do so well and why Michael Saylor's done so well in part as well with strategy. So that's kind of the play there. We've got Ether Machine on the move as well, 345,000. ETH Foundation on 45. And of course, our favorite, our world favorite. And of course, Richard Hart moved early on this. Remember that? Early. So Richard Hart is on the move. And of course, look at that, man. He is at number 5, 166,000 ETH has in the PulseChain sacrifice. And of course, that is magic there. Richard Hart is moving before everybody else. Remember, he did all these moves this year, did the live stream, and then, of course, came on and he cut inflation on the old farms, PulseX farms, thinning out liquidity. He cut inflation on the HEX as well with the OA. And when I say he, the OA, centralized the ownership there. And, of course, it has been hyper bullish since then, right? Hyper bullish has been fantastic. Hey, we got Sean in house there, Spider of the Moon, early September. There's a little one there, a little plug there from Sean. And we got Rock Surge as well, reposted the stream. I appreciate that. Big shout out for that. Thank you so much. All right, so looking pretty good there. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash the follow button on X and also smash the subscribe button on YouTube. We're streaming to 3 different YouTube channels as well. And we're one of the 2 channels now that are doing daily streams. The other one being Crypto Paradise, which has just come to the mix, which is pretty amazing to have a great team like that doing daily streams in the PulseChain ecosystem as well. So kind of cool. What else we got going on there? So those are the top 5. We've got more treasury acquisition vehicles come in, Bit Digital, BTCS as well. So those are kind of cool. We've got GameSquare Holdings down here. Recently bought some more Ethereum ETH strategy down there in Chains Group. All of them accumulating Ethereum. BTC, it's a gold rush, guys. It's absolutely amazing. And we've got Centurus down here. We got Cosmos. We got ETHZilla there. We got Nexus there. And Cosmos Health is new, guys. It's new. And so we'll be looking forward to that to get on the list as well. You need 100 Ethereum there to get on. And so we've got a whole stampede. This is about as good as it gets, the certainty for a massive re-rate. And as you guys know, we are looking forward to something pretty spectacular moving forward. So that is pretty exciting. Now, I want to break that down. So we're going to go back to the other screen. And we're going to, hopefully, if this video plays, we're going to hear from Tom Lee on this to give you a big update of where we're heading. And so this is on the ETH price, right? So ETH price here sitting at $3,681, just below our break-even price for the PulseChain sacrifice, which is needs 3,773, right, in terms of ETH price. So let's see if we can play this video here from Tom Lee. Really good video. Hopefully it will.
Welcome back to the exchange. Bitcoin higher by about 1%, while Ethereum is up more than 2%. That could be a good sign for stocks. That's according to my next guest, who says Bitcoin is now a leading indicator. Joining me now is Tom Lee, head of research at Fundstrat and a CNBC contributor. It's so good to have you here on set. Welcome.
Yeah, great to see you, Morgan.
Let's start right there. Bitcoin is a leading indicator. What's it indicating now?
Well, Bitcoin has been 1 month ahead of the S&P at every step this year. In January, it peaked before the S&P. It bottomed before the S&P in April. It made a new high in May, a month ahead of the S&P. And in early July, on July 9th, Bitcoin had a breakaway upside move, gaining more than 10%. That means that in this month, I think the S&P is going to have a breakaway move to the upside, towards 6,600.
Interesting, which sort of takes us to where you think the S&P is going to be priced for the year.
Well, I think that at least 6,600 is a minimum, because if we're making 60.
So we're looking at really good a month for August for the stock market and into the end of the year, fueling, of course, the cycle there with crypto coming in the next month, which is making September look really, really, really good, particularly the second half as well.
Really?
Yeah.
What propels us to that?
Well, I think that three things are happening. One is the economy has survived tariff Armageddon, and it's probably strengthening because we know the ISM has been stuck below 30 or 50 for 30 months now. So finally, ISM could go above 50. The second is that we're getting closer to the Fed making a dovish pivot. I mean, they've been on hold for a long time, similar to how Kelly's birth is on pause, and
it's not that often. Tom always puts a little a joke in every so often, but generally he's kind of a serious quant kind of guy. That's pretty funny.
But that, I think, leads to a re-rate of multiples. And the third is that I think sentiment's still quite bearish. I think there's many of our clients that think we're going to have a recession because of the tariffs that started on August 1st. But I think businesses are ready to actually get through that. And that sentiment collapsing actually helps PEs.
Okay. Let's talk about Ethereum, because I know you're very bullish on that as well. We'll get into Bitmine in a second, too. But Ethereum specifically, why is this something you need to hold in your portfolio?
Well, to me, Ethereum's having its Bitcoin 2017 moment again. And to give perspective, in 2017, Bitcoin was under 1,000. But that was the year when Wall Street discovered that the narrative of Bitcoin is digital gold. And Bitcoin has gone to 120,000 now. So 120 times increase.
So remember that if you were there back in 2017, it was absolutely amazing roller coaster ride where Ethereum was just below $1,000 and then re-rated all the way by the end of the year into December there to almost $20,000. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. And so this is kind of what we're talking about in terms of re-rate value here on Ethereum moving into the end of this year and into next year. It's crazy, guys, crazy. Welcome. Congratulations for being here at the right time, right place. Pretty awesome.
In 2025, a couple things are happening around Ethereum. The first is the Genius Act is now making stable coins kind of green lighted, which is the ChatGPT moment for crypto, but it needs a smart contract, so it doesn't work on Bitcoin. The second is the SEC is pushing forward with Project Crypto, which is actually asking Wall Street to move the entire financial system onto the blockchain. Ethereum is the preferred choice for Wall Street because it's had zero downtime since inception, matching what the banks want, 100% uptime. It's also the most legally compliant and secure blockchain because it's recognized in the US and it's the second largest blockchain. And the third is almost all of it is taking place on Ethereum. JP Morgan's building their stablecoin on Ethereum. Robinhood is tokenizing on Ethereum. The custody banks are doing it on Ethereum. So it's really where Wall Street meets, but that's also where AI is meeting crypto, because as you know, as we tokenize and move towards robots, you need a token economy to control them, which is taking place on Ethereum.
And which is why you're now the chair of Bitmine, which is looking to build.
So Ethereum is just the mega themes of this massive, all converging. And Tom Lee, the stock market guy, who's always been the standout about covering Bitcoin and crypto, is now going big himself. So he sees Michael Saylor create value. He's now leveraging all of his contacts. He has thousands of advisors, thousands of hedge funds and under his influence, and he's about to mobilize them all into this Ethereum acquisition. And of course, he's going fast. Why is he going fast? And we're going to find out a bit more about that in a minute. He's going fast because he's replicating what Michael Saylor's done with strategy, but he's doing it at a faster rate. And if he does it at a faster rate, he gets a better MNAV, right? So if he gets better MNAV, he gets a better valuation. And this is the smart thing. This is what they're doing. Now, I'm going to say something after this video about how is he getting so much Ethereum and why are we still under 4,000? Let's get to that next.
Out this treasury of Ethereum, not so differently than we've seen Michael Saylor do with Bitcoin at Strategy.
Yes, that's right. So I think that MicroStrategy has written the playbook for what a Bitcoin treasury is, and now he's so big he has a sovereign put, right? He has 600,000 Bitcoin. Any nation that wants to get 1 million Bitcoin probably thinks it's cheaper to buy MicroStrategy. The Ethereum treasury model, which is we're trying to be the MicroStrategy of Ethereum, works similarly, but we're at the earliest stages, because if this is the 2017 moment for Ethereum at 3,700, it could make a move to 30,000 or more. On top of that, Ethereum pays you for providing network security by staking. That's a 3% yield. So BitMine owns over $3 billion worth of Ethereum. When we start staking and it's legally compliant, all within the US, that's more than $100 million of revenue. Of net income. So it's a profitable treasury company. And we've been able to grow our holdings of Ethereum from roughly $4 per share in 30 days ago to over $25 today. So it's adding about 80 cents to $1 worth of ETH every day.
Interesting. I mean,
so that's a very important part of the valuation is he's outdoing a Bitcoin with strategy, what they did with Michael Saylor, which running about 18 cents a day. And now he's trying to run at a multiple of that. We're talking about $8 a day increase in value. This is very clever, guys. And this is where the clever money comes in from stock market into crypto. And of course, it's going to pump all your bags for doing so. So kind of cool.
when I think about strategy, it is really it's the whale in the Bitcoin market just because they have been buying up so much Bitcoin. So if Bitmine is taking a similar approach to Ethereum, where do you see prices for Ether going?
Well, I looked at some research from Sean Farrell, who's our head of digital asset strategy, and he put out a presentation about Ethereum today. So he thinks the ratio of Ethereum to Bitcoin could go back to its 2021 highs, which is about 0.14. That would value Ethereum today at around 16,000, and it's currently 3,700. So he's just saying Bitcoin ratio versus ETH, let's get back to where it was 5 years ago, which makes sense because it's a better story today than it was in 2021, and that gets you, close to 16,000.
So that gets us to a 16,000. You guys saw that on the title of the video, and it's huge, guys. It's huge. So these guys are bringing very clever games to the crypto market, and they're going to pump all our bags, which is pretty awesome. Okay, you can see that this is going to be exciting. So we got the MNAV, right? This is how they sort of work to their valuations. And, they base it on the amount of circulation that they have going on, the amount of liquidity that they have going on, and, of course, how they re-rate their multiples, right, versus the income. So those are kind of three valuations there driving this extra value. So not just the price of the value of their Ethereum holding, which is $3 billion, but they're then able to re-rate from that with the MNAV. And this is how they're doing it. And, of course, Tom Lee's, they've got very high turnover, and it's something around $1 billion a day. It's really, really big. So they can re-rate that very, very powerfully. So very, very smart games. But, they've been buying all this Ethereum, 833,000. SharpLink's been buying all this stuff as well. How are they doing it? Well, if you go back towards who was investing, they're getting a lot of the crypto companies investing, like ARK investing in Bitmine. That was a recent announcement, buying up shares. I think it was over 500,000 shares. And so we've got all these players coming in, all the big VC capital players are coming in as well. Remember, they've got access to thousands of advisors and thousands of hedge funds that invest through their fund strat, right? Fund strat capital. So it's pretty exciting where these guys are going. And they're doing all these, I think they're doing all these backdoor deals, right? There's the over-the-counter deals to get a lot of this Ethereum. And eventually, they're really going to have to acquire on market, right? They're going to have to acquire on market. So it's going to be like they're already doing that, but they're going to have to acquire a lot more on market to really start to move up. And that's when we're going to start seeing Ethereum bounce against 4,000 and then start breaking away, right? Because it's not only Bitmine that's in the mix. We've got all these other treasury acquisition vehicles and new ones coming in. There's one particularly big one yet to come in. So it's going to be a really big deal. And so now we're looking at different prices. So that we're currently about 3,700. We're trying to smash that 4,000. Obviously, the previous local high was 4,100, and then of course the all-time high from the last cycle was 4,900. So we beat all that. That's an easy thing to beat all that. And then of course we are going to be heading towards 15K is now our target for the end of the year. 16K, of course, is what he mentioned there as well, based on ratio analysis 2021. And then, of course, he's talked about today also are getting up to $30,000 Ethereum at the cycle, and potentially, if we even go higher to the replacement value, which is what they've recently got surveyed, that would be $60,000 Ethereum. So we're looking pretty exciting for the cycle, a super cycle for Ethereum. And of course, he's talked about it, comparing it back to a Bitcoin in 2017. We re-rated from $1,000 to $20,000. And of course, it's going to keep tapping that 4K, break that, and it's just going to start running away on that banana curve. And of course, these guys are helping to make it happen, because these guys are looking to buy 6 million coins, 5% position, and they're going to try and replicate what Michael Saylor's doing with Strategy. They're targeting 1 million Bitcoin, right? And so they're well on their way to that. And of course, we can see that in the Bitcoin treasuries, right? So here we got Strategy at the moment. MSTR was 628,791 Bitcoin, and that is sitting there right now. And of course, if Tom Lee's saying, well, if the government's going to really back Bitcoin and do the digital strategy, and they're looking at strategies right now in the next few months, hopefully we'll have a little bit of insight into that. And we've heard some ideas around public-private partnerships, but they can do budget neutral for Bitcoin acquisitions, things like that. What are we going to see come out of that work in the next couple of weeks and months? We already saw, obviously, just a couple of days ago, we saw a little memo come out about some of the general things that we're going to be doing from the digital strategy team at the White House. And so we're really stepping it up big time here with the Bitcoin treasury. And so he's replicating basically what Michael Saylor's doing, and he's looking to get that 5% position, and of course 6 million Ethereum out of 120 million Ethereum, and it's huge. It's huge. So games on, and you guys know they only did this in like five weeks. I think they closed their capital round on 27th of June, and in July the 3rd, they started acquiring, I think it was July 3rd, they started acquiring tons of Ethereum, and now here we are, just at the early August, and they got 833,000. They're targeting 6 million. They won't all be able to get all these backroom deals with ARC or whoever else they're doing it with. They're going to have to go to market and pick up to get some of this Ethereum, right? So they're going to be part of the self-fulfilling, or they're putting these targets out there, but they're also going to be the ones that help make it happen, right? Just like Michael Saylor did is with the Bitcoin there. And I think Michael Saylor's cost the entry now is what 77,000 or something like that. So this is huge, mega huge. And he's not the only player in town. There's many other players coming into the game as well, and they all have their own aspirations. Now, the big thing about this is that this could impact the super cycle of the 4-year cycle of crypto, because these investors are going to come in for the long term. They're coming in, they're going to stake their Ethereum, a lot of them. They're going to earn all their income. They're going to re-rate their MNAV, and their price of their stock's going to be awesome. And so they're going to get, X's on X's. It's a multiplier effect, right? They're going to get the Ethereum price multiplier, and then they're going to get all those MNAV multipliers as well, and add that to their price. And so it's 10 times 10 is 100, right? So this is how they make magic money. And of course, we've known that in crypto for a long time. So that is very exciting. So awesome stuff, right? Awesome stuff. And look at this. It's exciting times as well. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be pretty awesome. So that's Ethereum. And fun time. So if you want to get in our strategy club, links in the video description. Only $35 a month, and get access to our monthly report with a lot more details in there as well. And links in the video description. We'll catch you in strategy club. All right, we got XRP right now up 1.8% at $3. We got BNB up 2.9% at $768 at number 6. We got Solana up 2.2% at $168. And then number 9, we got Tron up 1% at 34 cents. And then number 10, Doge there up 3.5% at 20 cents. So we've got a little bit of a move here, just a small little move today, but a nice little move indeed for the old crypto. Now, looking at the best performer over the last 24 hours, well, it looks like Doge there up 3.5%, I think, is the best mover today. And then on the top, on the week, we've seen Tron up 3.1%, and the only one actually in the green for the week. Moving top 100, we got Pump.Fun is up at 25%. Sitting at number 98. Now, I don't know if you guys have been on Pump.Fun site. It's kind of a nice social idea, but it's, I don't know, it's a pretty hippie kind of place. But we'll see how it goes on the old Pump.Fun. It is kind of, the UI is a little bit, I don't know. It's a pretty bad minimum viable product, but it's up and running, and you can go play around. That's getting pumped anyway. So that's the play. We got Mantle at number 2, up 16.6% for the week. We got Provenance blockchain, that is Hash, up 11% at number 84. We got Litecoin, which has been making a move into the top over the last sort of week, hasn't it? Litecoin there popping its head at number 24, up 9.8%. And then we've got Pole, which is Xmatic, right? So that is sitting up 4.7% at the moment. So not really a lot of movers in the top 100. Only we've got a couple that are doing double digits. In fact, 3 at the moment. But that is the results. And of course, we're waiting for the altcoin season. Feeling good about probably particularly the second half of September. We got top gainers there. We got GX Chain up 170%. We got MemeFi up 180%, and Sync there up 6.3%. And they're in the top 1,000, right? So we're going to have a quick look at some of these and quickly run through them. So we got GX Chain there sitting at number 347. It is up 15% right now. Had a little pump off the bottom, so you can sort of see not doing too bad there. It's been around since when? Since 2017, so it's been around a long time. And what else we got there? It is on. Let's see. It's got its own chain, of course, and you can go check all that out. Market cap currently $172 million, having a little pump there. And then we've got the next one is MemeFi, and it's up by 166%, number 910 in the top 1,000. Also pretty similar, coming off at the bottom out of nowhere, having a big pump there from 1,400 of a penny up to 3,900 of a penny. And that is on, I'm not quite sure what chain it is, but that is a MemeFi club. So we'll have a quick look at that. And that is MemeFi and leading Telegram game and Web3 meme universe. There we go. We've got an app as well. Let's quickly launch that. But that's having a big pump there today, so I'm not sure. Oh, it's got a Telegram, isn't it? So we might jump out of there, actually. Let's jump back into the third one, which is MXY Finance, up 87.8%. Let's see where this is at. This is number 293. That's been around since how it went. 6th of May, so about 2 months, and just got pumped out of nowhere. 11 cents all the way to $1.83. So pretty awesome stuff there. That's on the PUSD chain. Let's have a quick look at the website. And that is a trading one there. We've looked at this a couple of times, right? This is definitely still on the move. So this seems to be pretty popular. We've seen it multiple times too in the last couple of weeks. So maybe something worth checking out, or at least the last week or so. So maybe just something worth checking out there to see whether it continues its rally to the moon. Right, that's pretty much it at the moment. Trending, so Sync, Pump Tires, and Troll. So that's pretty much an overview of the crypto markets. So I hope you've enjoyed that breakdown, and a big welcome to everybody that's new to the channel. We are, streaming 8 p.m. daily. One of the two big channels that do streaming daily now. We've got Crypto Paradise out there doing an amazing job as well. So you always get the daily PulseChain and crypto content. Now let's see who else has got in the chat there. We've got a few more. Luca says videos like this showing and recommended means retail is starting to come back. Absolutely. Well, yeah, we're looking forward to that. I think they're going to be pretty slow, Luca, actually, just based on my experience. But I think, next year and probably end of this year, I think we're probably going to see a lot of them start to jump in there. But institutions are already moving pretty sneakily, accumulating all that Ethereum and keeping the price down. Isn't that smart? These guys are clever players, man. Clever players indeed. We'll be lucky if he breaks. Okay, the cycle's same for Bitcoin. Yeah, I disagree with you 100% on that, Luca. And you probably want to go back and rewatch all of the stuff I said in the video. All right, so that is the play right now. Exciting times. So looking good. Let's go to GoPulse. We're going to check out PulseChain and check out the numbers on here. So PulseChain at the moment, day 818. Pulse at the moment is at quadruple 0454, up 3.25%. And we got PulseX there at quadruple 0355, up 2.3% there. We got Inked at the moment at $1.93, 2.94% increase. And we got Hex there just up 0.2% at 1.14 cents on Hex right now. EHEX at the moment, 0.2 of a penny. And the combined price of EHEX and PX is 1.34 cents. And those are results. So just a little bit of increase there today. And of course, we are coming up some very bullish charts. So we're going to cover that as well. How we're doing 58 minutes on the hour, doing very, very well. All right. So don't forget to smash the follow button on X and, of course, subscribe on YouTube. No matter whether you're on Kryptonite, the Kryptonite Show, or Superman Crypto, or PulseChain X, smash that subscribe button and share the channels around. All right. So let's have a look at the results here for that. That was day 818. Gas prices at the moment, 1.1 million beats, 2 cents for a PulseX swap. Pretty cool. Values right now, let's have a look at those. 52,558. I think we're down a little bit on the last couple of days. Let's have a quick look at the bridge there. And let's have a look here. We got 103,000, 103,400,000 right now. So we're up about 800,000 on yesterday. Kind of cool. It's kind of where we are right now. So looking good. With the old PulseChain. So let's go to the volumes right now on PulseChain. We're going to go into the overall view. and check that out. So at the moment, we've got, $20 million of volume on PulseChain right now, 340,000 transactions. Let's look at some of the top protocols. We've got Koa, or AI Companion. It's been around for 16 hours. That is up 4,660%, doing pretty amazing volumes, 260K over 36. So that's doing pretty well. We'll have a quick look in there. Obviously not endorsing any of these, right? So, we have had some rug pulls out there, some fake stable coins and things like that. I think USD1 was it, a fake one. You could buy it but never sell it, kind of thing. So you do have to do your due diligence even on PulseChain with these coins, but that is there as well. It says AI Companion, but don't see any software there, so you might have to check the Exxon account on that one. We got Pulse Bloom been around for 9 hours as well, up 1,363%. Likewise, you can do due diligence on any of these new coins. I don't have a chance to survey them before I do live streams. We got Antares there as well, is up 470%. That's been around for 6 months. It's been around a lot longer. We got Euclid there as well, been around for 2 days, up 250%. Number 5 is was it Bear? I don't know how you say it, but Protocol is up 216%, been around for 6 days. So we've got a lot of new coins dominating the top 5 there. And then we come into Butch, been around for 1 month, up 100%. So those are all the coins that are kind of trending here in the last 24 hours here. Then we come into PulseChain. Briar, of course, as you guys know, this is a new Briar, 6 days. This is Briar Pulse pair here. This is the token that Rack & Michelle, the big whale on PulseChain, is supporting, and that is up to at $2.8 million currently at 2,800th of a penny. Kind of cool. All right, so that is where we are now. We got number 10 is Hex Pump Tires. That is up up 25%, which is pretty good. And then we got this Fitzgerald company is up 23% as well. Now, the thing I said this yesterday about Fitzgerald is that you've got 4 guys basically holding it, so you're trusting those guys, right? So it just takes one guy to capitulate really as the price goes up. So just take note of that. Do your due diligence, of course. Then we got Dump Tires, which only launched 3 days ago. Pretty hilarious name. Is up 8.5% as well. We got Cardano and Bitcoin, both pump tires versions. Been around for 6 months. They're both up 15%, 13%. So we've got a lot of new coins today. We've got the pump tires as well. And then we got Finvesta, the OG web chef, right? $12.47, up 11.8%. In fact, I think this one's been making a nice little move, isn't it? Last couple of days. So yeah, just coming off the bottom there, was down to $7.82. So up at $12.50 now, but obviously way below where it used to be, up at like $40 at the top. So that is that one. Let's have a quick look at this Bitcoin actually pump tires before we move too far down. And we can see pump tires now for Bitcoin is at 0.0053, right? 0.0053. Now we're going to be doing some more coverage of Bitcoin coming up either tomorrow or the next day. So check that out. We're going to have a look at all the different type of Bitcoin options that you have on PulseChain. That's coming up as well. So it's a pretty good segment we bring in every week. So pretty cool. But that Bitcoin looking pretty tasty on the old pump tires. What else do we got? Gelato at the moment, up 11.5%, doing pretty well. And, I think this is on Emmett Farms, I think, as well. Emmett Farms, so you can go farm on Emmett Farms. A big shout out to Kairos and the team over there. And we got Solana as well, pump tires up 9.5%. So we've got quite a few of these leading brands that are now pump tires doing quite well. And, of course, Richard Hart there supporting the old pump tires. So I oversold at number 18, is up 8%. Honey Queen Bee there, one of these sort of new a Maria type ecosystems. James Maria is up 8%, and then UpX from Haunted. I don't know, has Haunted been on a live stream recently? If you've seen Haunted, let me know. He's got UpX and was it Pulse? Was it Pulse? PulseChain's or something. I can't remember the name now. But he's got that as well around doing validating as well as earning nice high yields. I still need to cover that protocol ecosystem. I haven't really done that, even though I keep talking about it. 6.7% increase at the moment. We've got Lady Gaga at number 21, up 6.6% there as well. 9mm up 6% as well. And then we've also got some of the big teams. So we talked about Crypto Paradise. They're doing a daily stream now on X. Amazing team. Big KOLs, right? And of course, they're the big team that's come to PulseChain and doing an incredible job there. And they have got Surf Token at the moment just below 1.5 cents. Pretty nice pickup zone. And of course, that's sitting up 6.5% today. And then we've got Source Sun Mini Meal. As you guys know, we have the Magnificent 7 in stock market. I have my own version of it in PulseChain. And of course, Sun Mini Meal is one of those. And Sun Mini Meal potentially, if it achieves its goal over the next 5 years, could be the Bitcoin on our chain in sense of it could re-rate dramatically, right, based on its income. So 20% of net sales coming to PulseChain. They are really managing that amount. They've got a big treasury. I know they've got millions of dollars sitting in it, and they're really just managing the old sold Sun Minimum right now. So it's just one of the downsides of centralized control. But this is the way it goes. You'll have to be patient. As an investment, we are expecting some big news coming for Sun Minimum in August, September, October. As they ramp up. So they're still an early company, relatively speaking, and still laying the foundation. And most of this year, we'll see that next level of growth as they double manufacturing. They've already pre-sold a lot of that stuff. In fact, pretty much all of it. And so we're going to see marketing as well. So keep a lookout for Sun Minimum. It is the corporate giant on PulseChain, one of my Magnificent 7. Now, Peacock, of course, we've also seen Liberty Swap. The super on-chain swap, of course, one of our big bridges here, using the official PulseChain bridge, but setting up liquidity and APIs and all that sort of stuff, and it's been really, really good. And so, 40 chains there coming, and 3 stable coins coming all over the PulseChain, and we've seen a lot of the top tokens start to get listed there for automatic buying, right? So pretty awesome. Peacock there, up 4.6%. Let's have a quick look and see how that is going right now. So I don't know how long this peer's been around. How long is it? 4 hours. I was a new peer, so that's no good. We can't use an existing peer anyway. It's one of the Peacock peers. We've got Alamo as well. It's been performing pretty well, up 4.4% still. Let's quickly have a look at that. And that is Alamo. So still looking pretty good there at 8.6 cents right now. Only been around a few days. What else is looking pretty interesting? So that's pretty much 4%. We're not going to do too many more of these, but yeah, I want to do some honorable shout outs. So we got obviously Pump Tires Die there, sitting at 1/10 of a penny. We got RhinoFi, and they just had their recharge. Was it yesterday? So what's it, about $20,000 worth of buying power over the next $28 on that retail play. And so RhinoFi, big shout out to that team. And they were also showcased in the Monster thread, PulseChain's #1 news letter there, which came out the other day. And of course, breaking records is the old PulseChain Weekly Monster thread, publication, of course, of the Crypto Night Show, and of course our awesome promotion lead, MVS Crypto, and editor-in-chief of that is absolutely crushing that. So big shout out to him and all the hard work he does there. More things to come, but RhinoFi there. Let's see how it's going. So chart's pretty good. We had probably had some whale there sell a little bit there, but managing. Now we've got the buy and burn going on here with the old Rhino, and we're up at 0.0086. Looking forward to more buying pressure over the month ahead, and of course the recharges again for the second cycle, right? So that's kind of cool. It's got a 6% buy and sell tax now too, flat on both buy and sell. So that's going to play there. We've got PTC the Greys sitting at 0.007. So after that big rally, still holding pretty strong. Is the old PTC the Greys there. So a quick look at that. This is our big blue chip DAO, right, on PulseChain. We talked about Surf Token. That's a big DAO as well. But this one here is on the move. And so let's have a quick look at the weekly chart here on the old PTC the Greys. Big shout out to everybody out there in the aliens. So that's looking pretty good. We got a little bit of a W printing out there too. Bit of a W there. So this thing's going to go moonside, right? Moonside for PTC the Greys. And of course, consider it outside the PulseChain cause, one of the blue chips there on the PulseChain. GoPulse sitting at 10.5 cents there. A little drama about some of the swaps values and slippages there, but you guys can talk about that amongst yourselves. Now the DEXs, I just want to scroll back up here to DEXs. Where's the 9mm? I can't see where it's gone, but 9-inch down here, 2.4%. Now, this is, you may or may not have heard, but Hexy Bastard is back, like the Backstreet Boys at the Las Vegas Globe, is it? It's called the Globe. You guys let me know. But it's back again. And we've got that on the move. So we could see a re-rate. Let's see what he does with this. He's obviously $16 million sacrifice for this, remember, the 9-inch. And so let's see how we get on here. 178K liquidity, 1.4 million market, so pretty underpriced potentially. And of course, this is our third biggest DEX, excluding, of course, the PH Universe protocols, which aren't on DEX screen, all right? So that is the play. Let's see where that goes on the old 9-inch. And the BBC token is the same thing as Ink token, but on the 9-inch exchange. And of course, we can see 9-inch up here. It's currently doing about $114,000 in volume. 9mm is doing 1.2 million. So it's a 10x factor there. And then PulseX is doing the bulk of the work here, 18.7 million. Of course, you have famous ecosystem out there doing several million, I think, as well, if I remember rightly. So that's the play on these. Let me just scroll back down. I just want to pick up any other little gems here on the list. We got Teddy Takeover on the move there. That's got big backing by Moon King and Ian Highness. Some of two of the maybe top 5 PulseChain influencers out there, maybe top 3 even. And we got let's say top 5. And we got Liquid Loans as well on the mix there. We're going to see where that gets created. They're doing a lot of public work. Trying to go multi-chain and get new people to PulseChain. So doing a lot of work around that on social media right now. Mafia, of course, we're looking forward to that launching soon. That has been rerun, like they've what do call it? They pulled the roadmap forward and trying to get that to market. And of course, that's kind of where we are. Just looking at a few of these others. Peacock here. Okay, so the Peacock. This is the one I think we're looking forward to, isn't it? From on Liberty Swap. Bit of profit taking happening here. Just rounding over. So the chart's rounding over. We'll see where it lands, but quarter of a penny right now. And the market back at 2.1 million. So I had a nice little run there. And that's pretty much it. I think we're going to lead there on that one. We've got PulseChain. Is it PulseChain, the new farm? You got some of the PulseChain tokens down here, RRS, XA down there as well. So there's some of the PulseChain farms, which has been our latest big farm launching. And of course, we're expecting more to launch soon. Now, I did promise you that we were going to go to find Better Bank. So we're going to do that. And PDI. Let's bring up PDI. Let me know in the chat there if you're PDI to $1. There's PDI to $1. Better Bank. Better Bank. And of course, we may very well have an interview with Nikki coming up, Better Bank. And 8 hours ago, it says 2 million in 15 minutes, 3 million plus in 6 hours. The vault are open and PulseChain came running. More dashboard upgrades on the way. But the real headline, Better Bank is live. It's working. It's real. From idea to protocol, from vision to block. We didn't just launch. We made history today. Isn't that fantastic? So congratulations to Better Bank and Nikki and the team. And also congratulations to all the PDI believers out there. This is a substantiator heading for a bigger value. Kind of cool. 13 hours ago, Better Bank DApp is officially live. Better Bank is now fully live on PulseChain with deposits, lending, and borrowing all active. So deposits, lending, borrowing all active, good for Pulse, good for PulseX, and good for PDI. You can deposit all those, pretty awesome. You've got to ensure mag or toggle is off for collateral switching. Current API will improve over the next few days as the Wildlands bootstraps. Wildlands borrowing with favor. LP creation happens inside the groves, not on the decks. Favor minting and Esteem bonuses are live. Don't buy favor on the decks or you'll miss the bonus and gets taxed. Use our UI only, so very important to remember that. Brendan's in the house there says everything to $1. Everything to $1. You sound like you work for Liberty Swap, bro, and we like that. We like that. We got that. We got a bootstrapping yield. The team pre-minted favor and open Wildlands positions to kickstart initial APY. Liquidity will expand and stabilize over the week. Don't panic if rates look low right now. Note on the DApp, UI will be smoothed out soon. Some controls like LP creation or Wrap Pulse versus Pulse are still clunky. Theme bugs, space versus medieval unknown. We're fixing it for consistency. Here are the Better Bank token addresses. So you got the Steam, PLSF, PDA, PDIF, and you got PulseXF as well for the 3 Pulse and PDI and PulseX. Better Bank is live. The yield fortress is real. Welcome to the new era of DeFi. So pretty exciting now. I'm going to repost that and put a little quote on it actually. What do we say? Huge congrats to Better Bank. Better Bank on the launch. Huge for, I guess, PDI, Pulse, and PulseX. Was it? We got PDI to $1. Dora. I don't know how to say that, but Dora. Is that close enough? We got 2 hours. 2 on Dora. 2 on Dora. 2 on Dora. All right. So I guess I got to capitalize it now that I capitalized everything else, right? Dora. There we go. 2 on Dora. Yeah, that's right. All right. So kind of cool. All right. Let's add the emoji. You guys know I love my fire emoji, so I'm going to put the fire emoji. It's kind of my signature, right? Fire emoji there. All right. So congrats to Better Bank on the launch. So bam, there we go. That is out and about. So nice. All right. So that's kind of cool. Let's actually we're going to go back there. Let me go back. We're going to go Better Back, and we're going to go to the website. So Betterbank, that's the website right there, where finance meets freedom, and you got the PulseChain dApp there. It's got the documentation Stronghold, Wildlands, Stronghold testnet coming soon, apparently. Let's have a look at the dApp. That is the dApp right now. So we've got the home. So total market size, 3.83 million. Woohoo! Total available, 3.63 million. Total borrowers, 199,000. So just kicked off. What's been around for half a day now, from the looks of it. Into the Stronghold, into the Wildlands. We'll play around with this, and I guess got a tab up here too. So DAI APY doesn't show up there at the moment, but they got PX, PulseX 0.18% and Pulse at 72%, which is pretty handsome. Pretty handsome APY there on the Stronghold and the Wildlands there. What else there? For the adventurers, the Wildlands represent endless opportunities for growth. And we got the different prices there for the tokens right now. So kind of cool with the differentials maybe there. So that is kind of cool. We'll probably play around this a little bit. I haven't really done that, so we'll leave it there at this moment. But let's have a quick look at, I guess, PDAI. Let's have a look at PDAI. And we're going to go Pulse Coin List and pull it up. And let's see if we've seen much reaction there from PDAI. No reaction, really. Down 16% for the week, 3.6% today on PDAI. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Maybe it takes a little time to spread. And we'll see what propensity for positioning there. We did have a little bit of sell-off here in the last 15 minutes. This is a bit of a sell the news event. I don't know. We'll give it a few days to react to that. Maybe we'll see what happens. But that is Betterbank, very bullish for PDAI, and we'll see what number of users that get push the PDAI into there. Very cool. All right, so that's the first of many big launches we're expecting for the month. We'll keep a track on the results over the next few days as well. Now, obviously, people need a bit of education of how it all works. And so I guess a little bit of that will be going on as well. But we're looking forward to interviewing Nikki for Betterbank coming up very soon. So if you love PDAI, you love Betterbank, then that's something we're going to be covering. Now, we're 1 minute and 16 on 1 hour and 16 on the hour. We've got a great community watching right now. So big shout out to many hundreds and hundreds of people across all the platforms are watching right now. So I really do appreciate your support. If you love PulseChain content, you want the best of crypto content, then jump on to this community. Smash the follow button on X. Help me to get to 1,000. Have to rebuild. So we're only 25 people away. And if you're on YouTube, smash the subscribe button. We're on the Crypto Night Show. We're on Superman Crypto. We're on PulseChain X, and subscribe. Now, if you want to join our community, we've got honestly one of the best communities out there in our Discord. It is a private Discord, and we've got two different memberships. We've got the community membership, which is $12.50 a month, so great value. You get access to the only crypto helpline out there, a bunch of awesome people, and you get some of the best resources in there as well. If you want to go next level, and that is the Strategy Club, then get in there. We do monthly reports. That just came out last night. Got to check that out. It's got lots of alpha information in there. We do the top 10 index on the Crypto Night Show, so you get access to that as well. We also obviously do strategy chats. We also have lots of discussions, tons of discussions. We're pretty much seeing everything on PulseChain, as you guys know. Essentially, I was the only large daily streamer doing PulseChain coverage every day, with a couple of days off, of course, here and there. And of course, now we also have Crypto Paradise out there doing daily shows as well. So big shout out to that team. I really felt that's fantastic. By the time we move forward into the cycle, of course, we're expecting to have many of the PulseChain influencers out there start to do probably more regular coverage. We obviously have many do multiple coverages in a week, and hopefully we'll have a few more then move to more daily coverage as well. More the merrier, right? More the merrier. The more people that hear about PulseChain and crypto, the better we all do, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun there. So yeah, pretty exciting. Join up. Discord links in the video description. Only $35 a month for Strategy Club. Fantastic value. And we kind of keep it reasonably priced with the alpha upside, right? Value upside. Price is just a nice package there. Now, if you want to get into Telegram as well, Telegram link is in the video description. You can join up to that. It's free to join. We have a lot of the best influencers and best project team leaders in there. And we've just had some very large influencers join that Telegram. So if you want to be able to talk to some of the people that you like watching, that's a good place to be. And some of the best project teams as well on PulseChain are in there. So join up today as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. And hey, look, we've got to finish off with the man, the myth, and the legend. We've got to talk to Richard Hart, right? Let's talk to Richard Hart. I'm going to give him a call and see what he's got up. So 1 moment. Oh, who's that? Who's arrived now? We got somebody in the house. I'm going to have to answer the door. So just 1 moment as I go to answer the door. All right, we're trying to answer the door here. Yeah, let's go. All right, so we got it in the house there. There we go.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed the show. It was a real alpha bomb today. Enjoy. Bring on $16,000 ETH by the end of the year. Bring on 30 to 60K, potentially at the top of the cycle. Looking very, very excited. We got mega buyers coming into Ethereum, and that means mega pump for everybody else. Enjoy. It all happens very quickly. So it's going to be a fun time ahead. And of course, on top of all that, we're going to have the PulseChain Magic Ride. It's going to be truly glorious. And Richard Hart is already on the move. So let's have a good time. Thank you, everybody. Catch you on tomorrow's live stream, and appreciate everybody watching today. Bye for now.